Shamps and Giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and Giggles back for 2024. Oh my
Carving
lord.
faces or whatever.
Welcome, one and all, to another amazing evening of Black Edutainment. Shamps and Giggles in the building. Lord of His mercy. Oh, it's been a beautiful day today. It's been a beautiful week, to be fair. And then the weekend, let's hope it's just as nice. But nonetheless, so much to talk about. So much has happened. But, I have to big up. There's a book that I've been looking at, and we're avid readers. The thing about it is, if you don't read, you will not gain knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just a simple equation. And there's this book. I've read many, and I continue reading them. I've got a library building up now, by the way. It has to be said. And it doesn't cost much. I just, look at this. What's going on here? Here's the book. It's every time you go to a website, you always have to accept cookies. Good.
I don't accept. Just
I
press.
know, but when you're in the moment, here it is. Jack Canfield, The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clone the book, and I'm going to put my picture in there, so there'll be a black man on the front cover, and it'll read just the same, if that helps. But you definitely got to buy the book. It's quite an interesting thing. As I was reading the book and I was figuring it out, and I was thinking, hang on a minute, white people, they got all these success gurus, how to do it. And when you watch their movies of what they did back in the day, they experimented on someone, didn't they? They experimented. I'm not even making the stuff up. They experimented on someone. The principles, right? Who was the guinea pig? Black people. How to go from absolute zero to hero. From nothing to something. Well, back in the day, who had nothing? Black people. Let's take a slave. Here's a slave. And that's why you get the likes of Django. Right? The slave who becomes a slave owner himself, because they taught him the principles of success. Success has principles and it leaves clues. So I bought the book because my purpose in life is to be successful. And I would encourage anyone and everyone to pick up such books. I mean, there's many of them. It's just that this one came from the car boot sale. Cynthia went to the car boot sale. She came on with this and another one, the barefoot investor or something, I think it was called. I haven't read that one. But I picked up this one and I went through a couple pages. I was like, good Lord, this one's talking my language. This book is talking my language. And I've just been walking around with it ever since. The very first chapter, if you want to be successful, this is a clue. I mean, I'm glad we're on a platform where we're reaching the masses of our community. As you know, our statement is we are avid, we're avid supporters of Black businesses, entertainment, and community. We used to say we are building the infrastructure. We've built an infrastructure that will enable our community, our businesses, and our entertainers to thrive. Because that's our show. We do this each and every week. We talk the things pertaining to the community. Very, very important, by the way. And you can see us on YouTube, Shamps and Giggles on YouTube. Just go at Shamps and Giggles. You can see us on the website, which is our website, shampsandgiggles.co.uk. And by the way, you can read it two ways. It could be Champs, C-H-A, like champion fire, or as we call it, Sham. And why we call it a sham is because champagne. See, we black people of character. When they're punished here, champers, champs, and giggles. We like to have a laugh. So grown folk, we're in communicate. We're talking to things, of course, but we do enjoy having a good old laugh and a giggle when it suits, when it's timely, so yeah, brilliant book, Jack Canfield. And the very first chapter, as I was saying, says, take 100% responsibility for what happens. You know, some people go around in life, and when something happens, they say, well, it was him, it was her, it was them, it was they, it was the government, it was this, it was that. Why are you brought? Well, the government raised taxes, all the food prices in the shop have gone up, la, 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 la. It's the government's fault. Why are you late? Well, the bus, the cab, my car is something, right? The very first chapter says that if you want to be successful, take responsibility. You were late because you were late. You didn't account for issues that could occur along the way, right? You're broke, not because the taxes have gone up and food price and all the rest of it have gone up, but possibly you haven't kept pace with times. Times are moving ahead faster than you are. Maybe rather than watching TV, or rather than, I don't know what pastimes people have, sleeping in bed, maybe you need to pick up a book. I'm just saying. But the point of the matter is, if you take 100% responsibility for things that happen, you can change it. You can change it because you are responsible. When you blame the government, anything else that you blame, sure, wait for the government to reduce prices. Yeah, don't hold your breath either, because you might not wake up. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. It's just not happening. So if you're blaming them, you give away your power. If you say, I'm responsible, you've now taken on board the power. I've got to change things. I've got to do a little this, I got to do a little budget, right? Now you can change your circumstances and improve your lot in life. It's just too amazing. That's the kind of week that I've had. It's absolutely phenomenal. And everybody's got to read. We have to encourage reading in our community. We have a fabulous show this evening. One of the things, our feature conversation we're talking about is the youth. The youth, oh my God. I'll wait till we get there, but them, they're in trouble. The youth, when I saw they've closed near on 1,000 youth clubs. Think of how many youths are impacted by the fact that since 2012, conservative, that's what they've done. They've closed more 1,000 youth clubs. I mean, that's a lot of youths that are now, what do they do? Where do they go? Who do they talk to? How do they get advice? What? I mean, come on. The youth, so we've got to have that conversation, big conversation. That's our feature conversation. But until we get there, of course, we have our banter, and Keith has got some phenomenal news, congratulations, condolences, and so much other to tell us, birthdays and incidents. I don't know what he's been found in. Apparently, Keith, you tell me that you're loaded. So
let's start. Well, great introduction to the show. I totally agree. We all have to read more and be accountable for our own actions and take baby steps to try and change the past and what we didn't have and should have had. You just do what you've got to do, and your life will improve. So great beginning of the show on that. And so hopefully the listeners and our own members will take that up and start reading more, because as you say, knowledge is power.
Yeah, I think a while ago we said about having a book club. I think.
We did. We have to look into that and start it up
and get some of them to come true. I mean,
share their thoughts on the books.
You know, we're experiencing, life has gone by, and in that time we have accumulated a wealth of experience. By the way, Becca just big up Toots in the building. Claire's here, D, Leisha, crazy cousin in the building, Galaxy's here. I mean, Shugs is here, God of his mercy, Spice and Pete. I mean, all of us, if you combine the experience that we all have, any of you come on the platform, they become wise just for being here.
Yeah, agreed.
Just for being here, they become wiser. Just basic. Get the training. I will encourage all of the picnic them in. Get the training. And the training don't come from school, the training come from being around your elders. Now, when I was growing up, just because I was the youngest in my family, so, I'm always around the elders and them, but there's a training that comes. from being around experience. It just leaves clues. I was talking with the man them down the hill. Anyway, well, we're all of age now, but I mean, I was talking with and that's just the thing. Training comes from being around your elders. If you're just with your friend that you of your age at school with, where's the experience in that? Play. But when you get among your elders in there, woo, you learn when to be quiet and to talk.
Yeah, you do. But thanks anyway. But yeah, that was a great introduction. So, yeah. So my first part for the condolence side, I've got 3 at the moment. The first one is more of a just thinking of his family today, especially because they laid to rest Daniel, the 14-year-old boy that lost his life for the sword. So that the funeral was today, and it was well attended. So the media says it was well attended. Very still upsetting, very upsetting still. The family, someone set up a GoFundMe page for the family when this incident happened. And up to today, I believe, it's raised over £150,000. So what the mother and father has decided to do, according to the media, is that they've decided to go to help purchase a house for themselves. And I personally, I don't blame them, because I personally wouldn't want to live in the area that my son life got taken away. So they've said that they will put it towards getting a place for themselves. And I think that's a brilliant way to start. You know, it'll never replace what happened, but it will help them to say that he's still with them and he helped them get where they're going to.
That's a valid point, to be fair. You know, 150,000, and of course they have thanked the public for their support and saying it's been a source of comfort and strength. It's it's very, very sad. Pinky has got a hand up, so let me see if she can find the mute button. But he was in a private school.
Nobody would want to remain in the same place where your son's been, you know, brutally murdered. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to be in the same house.
Yeah.
You know, you'd want to be moved on straight away, ASP.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so painful. So, and it's really grand, or, you know, great of the, you know, the British public, really, to, you know, put in the funds, because that's not even like, you know, coming from anywhere like government or anything. It's public, you know, it's the public that's put that money in to help, you know. So yeah, it's a good start for them to not be in the same place.
You know, I think that's it's tragic to think going to private school. So you know, that's a family that were making moves for their future. I mean, he's going to a private school, not public school. They put money in to go to a private school, so obviously they've got a plan.
Yeah,
it's so tragic that it's happened, and moving will be a fresh start amid the because obviously it's going to be a nightmare to stay in the same. Now, mind you, remember, there are people who's lost loved ones, and because they can't afford to move, they've had to stay in the area, because knife crime has taken a lot of lives, really and truly. I mean, they were just saying I think just this week alone, there were at least 4 since the mayor, Sadiq Khan, has regained a foothold. And I think is he there for another, how long? Year? 5 years? How long is his term, Sadiq Khan? 5 years? Yeah.
4 years. 4 years. It's a 4-year
so Sadiq
term.
Khan's gained another
Just
4 years.
started. Yeah.
you know, and it's on his watch that this knife crime has just really gone through the roof. You know, so it's absolutely knife. Sorry, it wasn't even knife. I sorry, it was a sword. It was a sword. I mean, come, it just begs belief. Alicia, your hand is up, top things.
Yeah, condolences to the Anjorin family, Daniel Anjorin's family. I just want to also add that the person who murdered him, his name again was Marcus Arduni Monzo, was a dual Spanish-Brazilian national living in Newham, East London, and he was charged with murder, with 2 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. So the family, you know, at least they had justice, but that doesn't bring back this young man's life.
Yeah, but to be fair, Alicia, this swordsman wasn't trying to get away either, was he? He just did it and he was there. Sword in hand for everybody to see. Just absolutely ridiculous. You literally can't make the stuff up. Not to mention, and not to digress too far, I don't know if I'm running ahead on your parade there, Keith. Did you see the situation that happened in Harlesden? I think you posted it, mate.
Yeah, I did. That I still didn't know what was going on in Harlesden. I'm still, my sources and reporters down that end are still trying to find out the ins and outs of why he came out of the shop naked, and with what looked like blood or paint on his hands and feet. So we're still looking into what happened in that shop, or he might have gone into maybe a mental issue. So yeah, so we definitely need, my friends who's down that side are looking into it, see if they can find out anything else.
And you know, the thing about it, that one in there in Harlesden, well, I mean, nobody would. He walked out the shop naked. I mean, obviously, you're already in shock, seeing this man like, what in the world's going on? Somebody's asking what happened in Harlesden. I don't know if I can find it, and I'll show a clip for you. But if you was there, you've got no time to react or respond.
No.
It's just a level of madness that's so high, you wouldn't even realize what's going on. Here's the scene. Radio listeners, I don't know where we're going to post this. You might have to see us on YouTube for this one, because this is crazy. Here's the scene in Harlesden, outside the shop, a trigger warning. But I mean, if you're not looking, you've missed it. You've absolutely missed it. I had to rewind this thing a couple of times. But this man walks out naked, and people are like, oh my God. But then somebody, I don't know, let me just hear it, and let's just see. I think somebody may have said it at the end of the recording. Did he, and allegedly, we don't know if it's true or false, this is just, you know, WhatsApp, people sharing viral messages that they filmed on their phone. So as Keith, you're rightly carrying out some form of investigation in.
Yes.
But somebody said, did he kill his wife? What? Anyway, have a look. Just have a look. Here we go. Now, I'm pausing it there on purpose. He's walked out butt naked. You can see One Stop is there on the corner. So I think One Stop is closed. So this must have been in the morning. But there's blood on his hands. Otherwise, all these things have to be confirmed. And here he goes.
What the fuck? Did he kill someone?
There you go. And then somebody asked the question, did he kill someone?
Yeah.
Absolute madness.
Yeah. So I think that there's definitely some sort of mental health issue, because as you say, that shop is 2 doors away from One Stop.
I'm trying to think of what shop it is.
It's an Asian shop, but they do fruits and veg. I don't think they sell fish, but they do planting, and
There's a fish shop
grocery.
there.
Yeah, there is a butcher shop just next to there. So
Yeah,
I
here
think
it is,
it's a
frozen
combination.
seafood. No, it is, look, frozen seafood. It says it
Oh,
there.
it is that shop. Yeah, it's a frozen, the fish shop. So, but when you see the actual video, if you pause the video at the beginning, he does look like he's got blood on him, on his hands and stomach and feet, or it could be paint.
Yeah.
That I need to double check on, and I will update everybody once I find out. But I think there's a mental health issue there.
Well,
I hope, I pray in there is.
It's said too often, frozen seafoods and fresh vegetables. So it is the fish shop, and there is about to come out. It's said too often, these people, I mean, if you kill someone, of course you've got mental health issues. I mean, that's you know, but it wasn't it recently there was a guy who he did something, some form of madness, and they didn't send him to prison, they put him in a mental hospital or something.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, yeah. That was the recent gentleman that killed the 3 students and the 2 students and the gentleman out of his van.
Yeah.
And it went back to court, the High Court, because they said that it was unjust and it was a bit too it was not seen as harsh enough that he was getting put into a mental institution or hospital. He should have gone to prison, but they erred on the side of the original judge by sentencing him to life in hospital, mental hospital, then a prison, because there he'll get the right treatment.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you know, when people carry out these acts of madness, it is madness. Of course, you got mental health, but it makes it sound too lenient. If that makes any sense, it makes it sound too lenient that, oh yeah, it's just mental health. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit more than it really is a bit more than that. I mean, depression is mental health, right?
Yeah.
Not all depressed people run out there and stab and kill people. You know, so when you just give a broad brush mental health, remember Prince Harry, he had mental health. Do you know what I mean? So when you just see these, mental health. Nah, man, the man mad. Call it what it is. He's mad. Only mad people. You're mad. You're mad. All mad people got mental health, but from you say mad, you is mental health at a whole nother level. Not just. Oh, I'm gonna get told off now.
Yes.
So if you're going to get told off, we all experience mental health at some time in our lives. Some of us seek help, some of us don't. In this instance, we don't know what happened with this man who walks out naked from a fishmonger and shop in Harsden. He's absolutely naked, like nothing, but his hands are red, his legs have got red on there. We don't know if it's blood or paint. The interesting thing is that he's just walking normally and people are just looking on. Nobody's running out after him from the shop or anything. Nobody's shouting anything, oh, you're crazy, or anything like that. What happened exactly? And was he, you know, is he sane or is he insane? We don't know.
It's quite interesting you mentioned that. What happened? Somebody says he could have been handling meat.
Well, do you know what? It could be any story. He could have got into. This sounds really silly. Sorry, guys. I just said it in my head and it sounds really silly, but I want to say it anyway. He could have got into it. No, I'm not going to say it. No, it's okay. Move on.
Oh, you're funny.
Say it.
You're scared of your own words. Who does that?
Keep quiet.
This how silly it sounds. Though he could have been in there, the back of the office, the back of the shop, having a fight with somebody. Had a big fight with them. They might have stripped off all his clothes and sent him to leave, and he's walked out there. You don't know. It could have been a gang thing. We don't know.
It's a level of madness that's so high we can't figure it out. But I'm
Probably,
sure it'll come out in.
It probably will do. Probably Kippers or something like that.
London Live. Is it?
Yeah. Or Brent News or Brent and Kilburn.
Wills and Brent
Chronicle.
Chronicle. Is it still around?
Yeah, still around. I think it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it may come out in there.
Yeah. So the second one, condolence, I want to do just so time's against us, is someone reminded me today, but it's been on the news today. Kiyan Prince, 18 years since his passing. Kiyan Prince, Kayane, I think it's Kyan. Prince. He's the young gentleman that got stabbed, and he was 15, I believe, or around that age. And he was
Kiy.
no Kyan. The Kiyan Prince 18 years ago.
How you spell it?
Kiyan.
Kiy. So was it in QPR, Loftus Road?
That's right. No, he was one of their youth players at QPR. He was a very, very talented player, and he was doing very well. Yeah, 15 years old, I was correct. And he got stabbed to death. And his dad was on the news today saying it's 18 years ago. And I remember that information on the telly. And what happened, the reason why it was on the news today is because Queen's Park Rangers, great on them and their chairman, they dedicated part of a stand, or, when you go through the tunnel and you got the name, usually Queen's Park Rangers, his name is sprawled across there. And when players go down the tunnel, they touch the board for good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did that for him. And I think that is brilliant. But his dad is still feeling the effects now. And he also mentioned the youth today, there's nothing for them. That years ago when he was growing up, you used to have a community. People can talk to other people. You used to go to youth clubs and things like that. There is nothing for them. That's him.
Yeah, young man. At the time, there was a Somalian refugee who murdered him, and he got a life sentence. Obviously, it doesn't bring back the youth, who looked like, he had a lot going for him. And 25th of November, so he was born in 1990. So he'd be 34 years old, around about, going heading that way now.
1990.
At 15 years old, stabbed outside the London Academy in Edgware. Extremely sad.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that this is an ongoing situation where people feel they can just pick up a knife or a tool, an object, and then attack the next person. And I don't know what goes through their mind. Do they think they can then just walk away?
Yeah, it is. And my last one, and then before we go to break, was the young 5-year-old child that fell out the window yesterday, 150 feet from a council estate.
Yeah, that seemed high.
That
like what, 13, 14 floors?
Yeah, at least, or more.
It's questionable.
Yeah, we could talk about that afterwards if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, as to what was the cause behind it. But as usual, we do need to go to break, and we'll do that, and we'll be back after these words. How about that?
The whispers in the morning of lovers sleeping tight, rolling like the thunder now.